Welcome back. So we're going to talk about the nutrition behind Strong and Lean because there have been questions about it. There have been a few surprises, things of that sort. So our goals are building muscle, losing fat, building resiliency. That's your recovery. These are the three things that every single thing you put in your mouth from this program is aimed at doing. Every single thing. We're not going to build muscle at the expense of leanness or at the expense, most importantly, of your body being strong and healthy with a strong immune system. We're not going to do that. We're not going to focus on leanness, loss of fat, to the exclusion of muscle. And we are not going to solely focus on recovery because if there's no work, there will still be need for recovery, but less so. And we want to be active, we want to be engaged, we want to be like really enjoying the juice of life. So we need recovery. So let's back up and talk about muscles. So to build muscle, we need, from a nutritional standpoint, we need amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of muscle. Amino acids, when put together in chains, becomes protein. There are essential amino acids. Those are ones that our body does not produce. And then there are a whole array of amino acids that our body does produce. This is how important protein is. Our body can actually make it. When protein is scarce, our body will choose to use that for repair. It will not choose to use it to build muscle. And so if you've ever had a time where you're working out hard and you're exerting yourself and you're being consistent and you're not seeing the gains that you want to see. You're not seeing an increase of muscle mass. You're not seeing a decrease in body size. You're not seeing more definition in your muscles. The most likely culprit is you are not fueling your body in such a way that it can actually build muscles. You're not fueling your body with protein. On the flip side of that, proteins become like, oh, so important. Like everything, oh, this many grams of protein, this many grams of protein, this many grams of protein. It's become like a craze for a very, 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 very sedentary society. It's kind of surprising. You would think we were all bodybuilders. Too much protein. There is such a thing as too much protein. Ideally, protein is going to be used for in your body to build muscle and to build tissues, to do repairs. If you're eating more protein than is demanded for that process, that protein is going to be converted into glucose. So your body is going to use that protein to create glucose, which is energy that it will burn. So in effect, if you have large excesses of protein that are not in line with the amount of exertion or repair that needs to happen, guess what happens to that protein? Write down your guess. That protein turns into just any old calorie. It turns into energy. It's no longer a building block. And so excess protein can also be too much of a good thing, and it can lead to excess weight. The other thing with protein is that protein suppresses your appetite, because when there's a lot of protein on board, the body's like, life is good. We're going to this ancient programming. Life is good, food is plentiful, I don't need to send up hunger cues. High protein levels also tend to suppress cravings. You tend to crave sugar less. When I find myself really craving sugar, like I can't get enough, I know I'm under-proteined. Made up a new word there. So that's another aspect of protein. Protein also helps us to lose fat without stalling. And why is that? When we have lost weight, we've lost a considerable amount of body fat. At some point, our body says, wait a minute, I'm burning way too much energy. There must be something happening out there where there's not enough food. And so I need to slow down this fat burning process. But when we give a lot of protein, even though we have a calorie deficit, an energy deficit, because of that protein and the hormone signaling that it causes, our body says, okay, I sense that I need to use my fat, but there's so much protein coming on board, it can't be an emergency. It can't be an emergency. I must be able to keep going with this fat burning. And so that's why, from a dietary perspective, we're focused on protein. And we are spacing our protein out, preferably 4 times a day. So you have your breakfast, you have your lunch, you have your dinner, and you have your post-workout. Your post-workout in the Strong and Lean can be a meal, or it can be one of your supplements. So for example, if I'm gonna work out late in the day, my after workout meal would be my dinner. If I'm gonna work out in the middle of the afternoon, I might have had lunch at 12, I'm gonna work out at 3, but I'm not gonna eat dinner till 6, then my post-workout meal would be my protein snack or my broth smoothie, my broth latte. If I'm working out in the morning, sometimes, depending on how long my fasting window has been, I'll have part of my broth latte before I do my workout. I have my smoothie after my workout with the rest of my broth latte. So that too is an option for you. But just remember that your protein really needs to come post-workout, because the stimuli that you receive through exercise met with the protein you consume